Okay, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all of the significance of Groovy. Don't pay attention to my messy porch or anything like that. Just pay attention to Groovy. Okay, one reason why I named him Groovy, it became a nickname that I gave him just while I was working on him. And when I decided to come up with the name for the actual piece, Love is Groovy is what I decided. And the reason why is because Groovy has several meanings. It means exciting, enjoyable, excellent, marvelous, wonderful. And love is all of these things. So he encompasses that all. So first of all, we'll start with the drumstick. And I have hearts coming out of that area because, you know, they exuded love. The Beatles did. A lot of their music has love in the lyrics. So the drumstick is for Ringo Starr. Of course, it has rings and stars on it. The polka dots are my signature, so you'll see some polka dots throughout all of Groovy. Also for Ringo are some of the rings he actually wore. He's known for wearing rings on the last two fingers of his hand. So these are some replicas of his rings. There's those two. Then we'll go over here to this hand. And there are those two. Okay. Then we have the jacket. The beautiful Sgt. Pepper jacket. This is to represent John. This is the one he wore. And it's also, if you don't know, Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band was their most successful album. And Rolling Stone actually says that it is the most, I guess, the greatest album of all time. And John even had the little daisies on his shoulder if you look at pictures. The face. The face represents Paul McCartney. If you've seen pictures of him from back in, like in the 60s, his mustache was like this. He has hazel eyes. And, of course, he has the famous Beatles mop top. So we'll go around his head so you can see that. And he even has a twinkle in his eye, of course. A lot of things you'll notice on here are done in fours for the Fab Four. So I have 4 hearts on his face. Let's see what else. The music notes that are across his beard are the actual first few notes from the song I Want to Hold Your Hand. And then there's Here Comes the Sun. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Then there's some little swoops and swirls and stuff like that are just for that period in time from the 1960s. There's Strawberry Fields Forever. There's the word love on this leg with a big heart. Okay, this is the song Blackbird. It's my favorite Beatles song, so I wanted to put that on there. There's also the 4 flowers. Groovy flowers. Also on this right here, the piece on the arm. In the 1960s, because of the protests of the war and stuff like that, people often wrote the word peace on their body. So I wanted to recognize that with this piece, also with a peace symbol, more of the little swirl like I've done on his front leg. And if you stand right here, you can see how the swirl is on this leg and on that leg. I liked how that met up together. Of course, there's the yellow submarine. Gotta have the yellow submarine, right? So there's the yellow submarine. Go around it, you can see more of it. Then the back here, I did The rainbow is for one of their songs called Watching Rainbows. I don't believe it was ever recorded, so it was a little obscure song. I really liked that one. This guitar, which this part is my favorite part of Groovy, besides his face. This right here, this guitar is for George. It's an actual replica without some of the little detail work, but it's his guitar called Rocky. The stars right here, you can see them all the stars. Those are there's 63 stars, and those stand for 1963, when it was the year of the British invasion. Then on the back of his leg, I did 70 hearts. And 70 stands for 1970, when the Beatles officially broke up. I also, if you see, it goes from red to pink to purple to blue. When they began their career and they really became famous, their music was very lighthearted and fun. But then as it grew towards the end of them being together, their music became deeper and darker. So that's what that stands for. The gold in the background of the hearts represents their accolades, awards, Grammys, things like that, gold records. Back here on the back of this leg, I did 4 white daisies. And the significance of a white daisy is it means transformation. And the Beatles transformed music forever. If there had been no Beatles, there's no telling what music would have, turned into. So they really transformed music forever. And they also, the 4 of them, transformed their career, their own music throughout the years that they were together. So I really wanted that to signify and be, that's a pretty important piece for them. We've also got the Union Jack. You can't have anything to do with the Beatles without the Union Jack, right? So there's the Union Jack. Right here is the apple. If you know anything about the Beatles, you know one of their albums called The Beatles has a green apple on it, just like that. And then, go back right here. Sorry, y'all. The black and white stripe is for Abbey Road. And I did on the corners, there's 4 corners that are beveled, and there I did rivets. And the reason why I did the rivets is a nod to Liverpool, because they are a port city. And there's the 4 rivets. And then, of course, right here is love, peace, and happiness, which pretty much sums up that era in time, and also the Beatles themselves. And so, I'll scoot back so you can see the back of him. And then we'll go around. Do you see the front one more time? I'm like walking backwards down steps. And there is Love is Groovy. He's a handsome fella, I must say. Thanks for watching.